Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Black Clover episode 143. Now, before we get too deep into the video, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So this episode is a direct continuation of episode 142, and in that episode we know that Asta was put to sleep, and in this episode we find out that it was because of a sleep potion. Now, I know a lot of people after last episode came out, they were wondering how can Asta and Nero be, pretty much put to sleep by something like that, because we know Asta and Nero are two powerful mages, and Owen pretty much summarized it as this was no ordinary sleep potion. This was an extremely powerful sleep potion, and that's why he was able to work on Asta and Nero. Now, not only was Nero captured last episode, but Marie was also captured last episode, and we know that Ghosh loves Marie very much, so he immediately goes to Teresa as soon as he finds out. And he's kind of rude. He's really pretty much about to strangle this elderly woman for, kind of allowing his sister to be taken away. And this is the third time. For some reason, Marie always gets put in danger. You know what I mean? So I can understand why Ghosh is upset, because his sister is always put in danger. Ghosh then directs his attention towards Nej, and Nej says something that gives Ghosh a clue. Pretty much, the key word that you have to realize that Nej said was scales. And as we all know, whenever people are talking about scales in Black Clover, they automatically think of Damnatio. Now, Ghosh immediately thinks of Damnatio, and since Damnatio kind of has a track record of already taking Marie and trying to put her on trial, Ghosh immediately heads over to Damnatio. In Black Bull's fashion, they can't just use the door, so they come crashing into Nej's office pretty much. Now, in this episode, Damnatio did not disappoint. He actually showed off some really impressive power. Now, I was not expecting him to do this in this episode since it's anime only. I would expect him to do it in the manga, but in this episode, he showed off a lot of power. And a lot of people didn't know he was actually that powerful, because we know that Ghosh is powerful, and Damnatio seemed like he was scaling above Ghosh, I'm not gonna lie. This episode is also very telling of Damnatio's character. It seems like he's not an evil person like some people in the community like to make him out to be. It seems like he really just likes balance. So it seems to me as long as Damnatio has some type of balance, then he's gonna be okay. And a lot of you probably don't know this, but he's actually a Libra, so that pretty much matches up well with his personality. For those of you who don't know, Libra is the constellation of the scales, so pretty good with his character, not gonna lie. As always, Yami has to stick up for his squad members, because if he doesn't, then no one else will. Let's be honest, most of his squad members are outcasts, so if Yami doesn't stick up for them, no one else will. So he comes busting into Damnatio's space, and pretty much he's sticking up for his squad members, and he's trying to figure out where is Nero. He's really upset, and earlier in the episode we also see him in Owen's headquarters or space office, whatever you want to call it, and he destroyed the doctor's space too, you know what I mean? So he's just really upset, and Yami even says in this episode, he's like, I don't have the patience for this. And we know that Yami don't have the patience for this. Yami just want to enjoy life. That's the type of character that Yami is, and now he got to deal with some people kidnapping one of his squad members, and he's not gonna be happy about that at all, because they're disturbing him and he don't have time for that. So whenever he finds the devil banishers, he is going to make them pay. They're gonna regret it. And probably the thing I expected the least from this episode was the fact that Nozel came out of nowhere and he actually offered to help the Black Bulls. I was not expecting that to happen at all. It seems like he's being a lot nicer to Noel. He still has that kind of persona, that tough guy persona, cool guy persona, but you can see he's being nice to Noel in his own way. He says that it's to not lose any members of the Magic Knights, which that is a reason also, but I feel like a bigger reason that they highlighted in this episode was he wanted to protect his little sister, and I think that's pretty cool that he's coming around full circle. This episode did a good job in executing the interactions between different mages and different levels of, you know, authority. We see Damnatio, he's one level of authority. We see the captains Nozel and Yami, and then we see the Wizard King. They all interact with each other and pretty much come up with plans, and they all work together because they're pretty much different units of the same kingdom. So at the end of the day, they all have to work together. I think the interactions in this episode were pretty cool. We see Ghost get to interact with Gordon again. I think their interactions are one of the more funny ones because their personalities just contrast so much. Ghost is pretty rude and Gordon is overly nice and soft-spoken, so their interactions are always funny to me. So eventually all of the people on this mission end up in Dazu's hometown. They're going around this town looking for clues and evidence to help them find their squad member and also Ghost's little sister, Marie. The episode ends right there, so in the next episode they're going to be continuing to find Nero and also find Marie. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.